Musta mga brad? Welcome back to our channel. So today I will share with you how I updated my Teclast T30 to Android 10. You might be wondering why this video is in English. I did this because I know there are T30 owners outside the Philippines who may want to flash a custom ROM or upgrade their T30 to Android 10. Okay, before anything else, I would like to give a disclaimer that the method I will show you might break your unit at the same time void the warranty. So I don't recommend this to everyone. This is only for those willing to risk breaking their unit or for those with experience in flashing custom ROMs. Also, this will wipe everything in your tablet, so make sure to back up your files. By the way, the hardware version of my T30 is T1P3. You can check the hardware version of your unit at the back of the unit. I don't know if it is safe to try on a different hardware version. The firmware originally installed is version 1.04 ROW, or rest of the world. Okay, so before you start, these are the things you will need. A Windows 10 PC. I don't know if this will work with other operating systems. An OTG USB adapter. A USB mouse, because there is a step where the touch screen will not be working, so you need to use a mouse. You also need, of course, a USB Type-C cable. And then these are the software that you need to download. First, the official ROM from Teclast. The latest available is 1.05, but this is a Chinese version ROM. But good thing this tablet has treble support. This means we can flash GSI system images, so we can replace the Chinese OS with global OS. Next to download is GSI system image. So what worked on my unit is the Havoc OS version 3.8 based on Android 10. Next is the ADB platform tool. This tool is used to unlock the bootloader. Next is the SP flash tool. We need this tool to flash the latest Teclast ROM and the TWRP recovery. Next software is the MTK USB drivers. So we need this driver so the PC can communicate with the tablet. Next, TWRP recovery for T30. And then other flashable zip files that you need to download are the Orange State Disabler and Disable Force Encryption file. I will post in the description where you can download all these files. Okay, step 1 is to install MTK USB drivers. You need to extract the file. Okay, once extracted, run the installer. It will create a folder on the desktop. So go over to the desktop, run the application to install the drivers. Start the PC, turn off the tablet, connect to the PC, the tablet via USB, and let it install the drivers. Restart the PC if prompted. Step 2. Unlocking the bootloader. Okay, so for this step, I will just share with you a YouTube link that will show you the steps on how to unlock the bootloader, because it's pretty much the same steps for most Android devices. So just click on the link on the upper right corner of your screen. Alright, so we are now on step 3. I hope you were able to unlock the bootloader of your T30 following the instructions on the YouTube video that I've shared with you. So step 3 is flashing the official firmware from Teclast. So what I've downloaded is the latest firmware, the 1.05 version. But again, this is the Chinese version. You will also need to download the 1.04 global firmware. We will need it later on. So let's go to the PC. Go to the folder where you downloaded the SP flash tool and the Teclast firmware. So extract the firmware. Okay, and we also need to extract the SP flash tool that we downloaded. Okay, so go to the extracted firmware folder and you will find there 3 folders in Chinese characters. So go to the folder with the largest folder size. You will need to rename that folder because it's in Chinese characters. So we need to rename it from Chinese characters to English characters. because the SP Flash tool does not support Chinese characters. Now let's go to the SP Flash tool folder. Okay, open the application Flash tool. Make sure you're under the download tab. Don't change anything there. Click on the scatter loading menu and load the scatter file which is inside the ROM folder. The file name looks something like mt6xxx scatter.txt. This will load the firmware files. Then click on download. And at this point, make sure the tablet is turned off. And after that, you need to connect the tablet to the PC while it's turned off. Once the PC detects that the tablet is now connected, the flashing will begin. So as you can see, we got a PMT error. So this PMT error happened because we used Chinese firmware. Yeah, but don't worry, because this can be fixed by using a scatter file from the 1.04 global firmware. Okay, so we just need to extract the 1.04 global firmware, look for the scatter file inside, copy the scatter file, and paste it inside the 1.05 firmware folder. Okay, so after that, just run the flash tool again and try flashing the firmware again. Click on download and connect the turned off tablet to the PC. Once the PC detects the tablet, flashing will begin. Once you see the green check, that means flashing is successful. You may now disconnect the tablet and turn it on. Okay, upon booting up, you will get this 5 seconds warning message. That is because of the unlocked bootloader, but we will remove that message later. Okay, so as you can see, we are able to successfully flash the latest 1.05 Chinese firmware from Teclast. At this point, make sure you have the following files in the tablet: the orange state disabler, disable force encryption, and the already extracted Havoc GSI image. It should be in .img format. Okay, so if you haven't done so already, this is the best time to transfer those files from PC to tablet. Next step is flashing of TWRP recovery. Just make sure you have extracted the recovery file. It should be in .img format. Make sure you remember where you have extracted the recovery file. So on the SP Flash tool, load the scatter file to load the firmware files. But this time you will uncheck everything except for recovery. Now click on recovery and browse for the T30 TWRP recovery IMG. Click on download, turn off the tablet, connect the turned off tablet to the PC. Once connected, flashing will begin. Once you get the green check, you may now disconnect, but do not power on. You need to boot up to recovery. You can boot to recovery by holding the volume up button and power button until the boot options come up. Press volume up to select recovery, then press volume down to select it. The TWRP recovery should come up. The touchscreen will not work while on TWRP recovery, so you need to connect the mouse to the tablet via OTG adapter. Click on cancel to ignore the password request. So click on Install, select the orange state disabler, click on Add More Zips, and add the Disable Force Encryption zip file. Swipe to confirm. After successfully flashing the two files, go back to the main menu and click on Wipe, and then swipe to confirm. This will do a factory reset. Next, we will install the Havoc OS. This should be on .img format. You need to click on Install Image, and then browse for the Havoc OS .img file. Select System Image as the partition, and then swipe to confirm. After successfully flashing the image, let's do another wipe. You can now click on Reboot System. Okay, you will probably end up in a boot loop like what I am having right now. But don't worry, we just need to flash the boot IMG via SP Flash tool to fix this. So just turn off the tablet by holding down the power button until it turns off. Okay, while the tablet is turned off, let's go back to the PC and open the SP Flash tool. So same procedure, load the scatter file and then uncheck everything. This time put a check on boot. Click on download and then connect the turned off tablet back to the PC. It will flash the boot IMG. We now have the green check, so we can now disconnect the tablet and turn on the tablet. And there you have it, guys. We now have our Teclast T30 running on Havoc OS Android 10. So let me just set this up and get back to you. Okay, so here it is, guys. After setting it up, all I can say is it's all worth it. I just hope Teclast can release an official Android 10 update so everyone can have this. But unfortunately, I doubt Teclast will do it. Alright, so what I like about this 1.05 firmware and Havoc Android 10 OS. Okay, first is the touch sensitivity. I think the touch sensitivity seems to have improved. It's still not as sensitive as branded phones or tablets, but it definitely improved. Alright, next is the screen refresh rate. The screen refresh rate is now running at 60 Hz. Before it was running at 54 Hz, so I'm so happy with it. The video seems to run smoother. Next thing that I like about it is the built-in full screen gestures. So no need to install third-party app to have full screen gestures. Okay, you can see there's now a setting for system navigation. You can use 3 button, 2 button, or gesture navigation. But you see, I just don't really like having a navigation bar down at the bottom because it just obstructs the view. Just swipe on the edges to go back, then swipe from the bottom to go home to the home screen. And the next thing I like is the customizations that the Havoc OS brings to the tablet. Yeah, because you can now customize status bar, the quick setting buttons. You'll find here the Havoc configuration center, and you can do many tweaks here. And as you can see, there are other options here now in the settings. If you go to the display, you'll find here color calibration, which you don't have in the stock OS. So in here you can actually tweak the colors if you wish. There's also a dark theme now, right? See, you have a dark mode now. And over the battery settings, you'll see smart charging where you can set the maximum charging level. And of course, next thing I like is the security patch. As you can see, it's using the August 5, 2020 and Android security patch level. Right, and just to show you that it's really on Android 10. Right, here you go. Right, so overall it's very stable. I do not have any issues so far, and everything just seems better. And the only drawback is the shorter battery life or shorter screen on time, but this is basically because of the higher screen refresh rate. So before it can actually last maximum 15 hours screen on time, but now the maximum is now just up to 12 hours. But still it's very good, battery life is still good, and I'm okay with it considering the 60 Hz refresh rate. Right, so I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. So for more tech info and gadget reviews, please do like and subscribe to help support my channel. So thank you for watching. God bless.